This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the Escambia County Academic Challenge presented by WSRE. The Escambia County School District is pleased to partner with WSRE to showcase some of our area's best and brightest high school students. I'm Jonathan Thompson, the host and moderator for tonight's match. This evening we will see Pensacola High School facing Washington High School. I'll now ask the students from Pensacola High to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Madison and my favorite subject is theater.
Hi, I'm Nathan, and I'm interested in efficiency engineering.
Hi, I'm Preston, and I enjoy history.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and my favorite subject is modern European history.
And the coach for Pensacola High School is Alan Robinson. Now the players from Washington will introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Nathan, and I like philosophy.
Hi, my name is Mitchell, and my favorite subject is American history.
Hi, I'm Zine, and my favorite subject is English.
My name is Arvin, and my favorite subject is math.
And the coach for Washington High is Betsy Woolley. Please join us after this short break, and we will begin tonight's match.
There is one stage that is the Met and Carnegie Hall. It is the Kennedy Center and a club in Austin. It is closer than any seat in the house, no matter where you call home. PBS, the great American stage that fits in every living room. Supporting your PBS station brings the arts home.
Welcome back. Teams will have two 10-minute halves to answer a variety of toss-up and bonus questions. Teams, if you are ready, we'll begin. Question. His first published work, a poem with 17 footnotes, was about René Descartes anticipating an omelet. He was better known as a playwright, often writing his works in French and then translating them into English. His works include Krapp's Last Tape, Malloy, and Endgame. Name this absurdist Irish writer of Waiting for Godot.
Pensacola, player 3.
Beckett.
Samuel Beckett is correct. For your bonuses, please identify these rivers of the Greek underworld for 10 points each. First, this is the river of unbreakable oaths that flows through Hades. Charon is thought to be the ferryman for it.
Styx.
Styx is correct. Next, this is the river of forgetfulness that flows through Hades. The dead have to drink from it to forget everything that happened to them while they were alive.
Acheron?
Incorrect. That is Lethe.
Okay.
Next question. The United States Senate investigation into this incident was led by Montana Senator Thomas Walsh. The ordeal started after Edwin Denby was convinced to cede control over public lands at this site from the Navy to the Department of the Interior.
Pensacola, player 2.
The Teapot Dome scandal.
That is correct. For your bonus, please identify each of the following foodborne illnesses from a description for 10 points each. First, this disease may be caught from handling reptiles, but is most commonly associated with eating undercooked chicken or eggs.
Salmonella?
Salmonella is correct. Next, this disease, which is caused by a species of roundworm, is common in the Third World where it is caused by eating infected pork.
What?
Answer, please.
No answer.
Correct answer is trichinosis. Toss-up question. These protoplasmic extensions almost always conduct impulses inwards. Their segments are labeled as first order, second order, etc., depending on how they are connected to their soma. Name these branched projections of neurons that receive information.
Pensacola, player 1.
Dendrites.
Dendrites is correct. For your bonus, identify the artists from the following descriptions for 10 points each. First, this painter lived with Van Gogh, and Somerset Maugham wrote about him in The Moon and Sixpence. He had a successful business and 5 kids, but ditched it all to paint in Tahiti with his 13-year-old mistress.
Gauguin.
Gauguin is correct. Next, in the latter half of his life, this painter went into seclusion and painted a series of disturbing works known as the Dark Paintings, among which is Saturn devouring his children.
Goya.
Francisco Goya is correct. Toss-up. Said to dwell on Mount Kailasa, he brought the Ganges to earth by letting it trickle through his hair, and one of his forms is that of the great yogi Nataraja, lord of the cosmic dance. The bull Nandi is his mount, while his consort is Parvati. With a name derived from Sanskrit for auspicious one, who is this Hindu god who is both the destroyer and the restorer?
Washington. Player 3.
Shiva.
Shiva is correct. For your bonus, identify these poems by Robert Frost for 10 points each. First, the speaker, quote, knowing how way leads on to way, reflects on his decision between 2 similar forest paths in this poem.
The Road Not Taken.
That is correct. Next, this poem states that, quote, the deed of gift was many deeds of war, and describes Americans as, quote, possessing what we were still unpossessed by, possessed by what we now no more possessed. It begins, the land was ours before we were the land's.
No answer.
Correct answer is the gift outright. Toss up. This art movement can be broken down into analytic and synthetic phases. The analytic phase often involved the same object or person being shown from different angles, while the synthetic phase often involved attaching things to the canvas.
Pensacola. Player 4.
Cubism.
Cubism is correct. For your bonus, identify the following Islamic dynasties for 10 points each. First, reigning from Damascus between 661 and 750, this earliest dynasty has been denounced by some Islamic historiographers for their secular rule.
The Umayyad.
Umayyad is correct. Next, the longest ruling caliphate. Following the disaffection with the Umayyads, they ruled from Baghdad from 750 to 1258 and from Cairo from 1261 to 1517.
The Abbasid.
Abbasid is correct. Toss-up question. This word beginning with the letter C can refer to a musical composition, basic law, or a list of books. It is often used with respect to religion, where it can refer to the body of law governing the conduct of members of a particular...
Pensacola. Player 4.
Corpus.
That is incorrect. I will continue. Referring to the conduct of members of a particular religion or the unchangeable parts of the Catholic Mass. Identify this 5-letter word that is a homonym with a large artillery weapon.
Washington. Player 2.
Cannon.
Cannon is correct, with just 1 N. For your bonus, I name these laws of chemistry for 10 points each. First, this law states that the amount of heat needed to change one substance to another depends on the substances and not on the reactions involved. Answer, please.
Boyle's Law.
Incorrect, it's Hess's law. Next, it states that equal volumes of all gases at the same conditions, temperature, pressure, etc., contain the same number of molecules. Answer, please.
Dalton's Law.
Incorrect, that is Avogadro's law. Toss up. It started in 1958, and exaggerated successes from that year led to bad decisions that caused massive problems over the next few years. Many steel plants were constructed, and many agricultural products were never picked from the fields because farmers were busy with industrialization. Bad weather and deals to export grain over the next few years led to massive famines that killed millions of people. Name this 5-year plan created by Mao Zedong.
Pensacola. Player 2.
The Great Leap Forward.
That is correct. For your bonus, rabbinic lore states that any sufficiently learned rabbi can make one. although usually they were reserved for emergencies and had no soul or the ability to speak. For 10 points each, first, name these clay men most often employed as protectors of the Jews.
Golem.
Can you repeat?
A golem.
Yes, golem is correct. Next, the most famous golem was the one employed by Rabbi Loew, who used it to protect the Jews of what European city? Answer, please.
Vienna.
Incorrect, that's Prague. Toss up. This metallic element has a freezing point higher than room temperature, but lower than body temperature, which means that it melts.
Pensacola. Player 2.
Gallium.
That is correct. For your bonus, identify these early works of science fiction for 10 points each. First, this H.G. Wells work tells the story of a scientist's adventures among the Eloi and Morlocks in the year 802,701.
The Time Machine.
Correct. Next, this Jules Verne story about a voyage in a spacecraft shot from a cannon inspired the first science fiction film.
Okay, no answer.
That is From the Earth to the Moon. Toss up, and this is calculation. Give your answer as a simplified fraction. If you pick the top 2 cards off a standard deck, what is the probability that they are of different suits? And time has expired. It's 13/17. Toss up. The title characters in this opera are a crippled man who is pulled in a cart by a goat and a woman who is loved by men nicknamed Crown and Sportin' Life. The action takes place in Catfish Row, a neighborhood in Charleston, South Carolina, and the opera opens with the song Summertime. Identify this opera by George Gershwin.
Pensacola. Player 1.
Porgy and Bess.
That is correct. For your bonus, name these important U.S. Supreme Court cases handed down by John Marshall's court for 10 points each. First, this 1803 decision concerning the appointment of midnight judges established the doctrine of judicial review.
Yeah, I think so.
Marbury v. Madison.
That is correct. Next, Daniel Webster argued successfully for the plaintiff, and I'll finish, in this 1819 case, suing to prevent its home state from changing its charter from a private institution to a public one.
Is that the bank one?
Answer, please.
McCulloch v. Maryland.
Incorrect. That is Dartmouth College v. Woodward. We've reached the end of the first half. Please join us after the break for a score check and the second 10-minute half.
When I was 6 years old, I saw a program on Nova called Superbridge. I was in the first grade and wasn't doing too good in school. When I was watching it, I was just like so excited. Like I kept asking my dad, "Dad, why are they using that? What's that?" It was just like so interesting. Me and my mom discovered from Nova that the construction company had a website. I asked them how to get a job there and what I need to do in school. They told me that if I wanted to come build bridges for them, that I need to work in reading and math. That year, I went from an F in reading to an A, and for summer vacation, we went to see the bridge in St. Louis. I met the engineers, and we had lunch there, big foot-long hot dogs. And for dessert, a bridge made out of cake. Then they brought me a job application. Thank you, Mom, for telling me about Nova, because I know what I want to do with my life now.
When you support your PBS station, you're doing more than supporting the programs you love. You're supporting possibilities. You're making sure there's a place for independent voices, ideas and perspectives. You're opening children's minds, helping them discover who they are and what they can be. You're giving everyone the chance to find inspiration from the arts. And you're opening doors to the wonders of the world. To discover more, experience more, be more. Support possibilities. Support your PBS station.
Welcome back. At the half, the score is Washington High with 30, Pensacola High with 155. Pensacola has made a substitution, and we will now allow that player to introduce herself.
My name is Clara, and my favorite subject is geography.
Thank you very much, and we are now ready to begin the second 10-minute half. Toss up. Give the first and last name of the character in question. His life story is similar to the author who created him. He is the centerpiece of a 1916 novel and is a major character in a 1922 novel. A thoughtful boy, he attends Clowngoes Wood College until his family runs out of money. He grows to love art and lives in Dublin. Name this character created by James Joyce.
Washington. Player 1.
Stephen Dedalus.
That is correct. For your bonus, of all the animals in the world, there's reputedly only one that can't stick out its tongue. For 10 points each, first, what is this reptile, varieties of which include American, mugger, and Nile?
Crocodile. Sure. Crocodile.
That is correct. Next, also of the order Crocodilia are these South American crocodilians that differ from alligators by the absence of a bony septum. Their name is similar to a Caribbean island group, probably best known as a tax haven.
Cayman.
That is correct. Toss up. It flows for nearly 1,900 miles and provides irrigation for nearly all of the Sindh province. The gigantic gorges that it...
Pensacola. Player 2.
The Indus River.
That is correct. For your bonus, answer these questions about King Arthur and the quest for the Holy Grail for 10 points each. First, one of the 3 discoverers of the Grail, he was selected as the purest of knights.
Galahad.
Galahad is correct. Next, the son of King Pellinore, he is also one of the Grail's finders. In his later years, he became king of Carbonek on the island of Saras.
No answer.
The correct answer is Percival. Toss up. In the most common use of this technology, electric signals are fed into semiconductor lasers, which produce corresponding pulses of light. This light travels through thin pieces of glass or plastic, staying inside because of total internal reflection.
Pensacola. Player 1.
Fiber optics.
That is correct. For your bonus, given a very brief synopsis, identify the Ernest Hemingway short story for 10 points each. First, a man and woman delicately argue while drinking beer in a Spanish train station with the titular geologic features in the distance.
Snows of Kilimanjaro.
Yes.
Answer, please.
The snows of Kilimanjaro.
That is incorrect. It's hills like white elephants. Next bonus, a rider on safari in Africa develops gangrene and realizes as he is dying that though he is a writer, he never actually writes anything and therefore contradicts himself.
Never heard of this.
No answer.
Actually, that one was the snows of Kilimanjaro. Toss-up question. Like his teacher Leucippus, he was reasonably popular during his time, but his works were later criticized and very little remains. Plato was particularly critical. Aristotle saw him as a rival, especially in the area of natural philosophy. Name this man, sometimes known as the laughing philosopher, who wrote about indivisible elements that he called atoms.
Pensacola. Player 2.
Democritus.
Democritus is correct. For your bonus, identify the following concepts from classical economics for 10 points each. First, this idea, developed by David Ricardo, stated that in the long run, pay for workers would stay at a level necessary to maintain a constant worker population.
The Iron Law of Wages.
Correct. Next, this Adam Smith idea says that an individual acting in his own enlightened self-interest also promotes the common good.
Like the invisible hand.
I don't know if that's it, but go for it.
Answer, please.
The hand of self-interest.
I'm sorry. The correct term is the invisible hand. Toss up. The pieces that go into making it are called voussoirs. These structures can take on several shapes, such as depressed, oji, and horseshoe. Designed to change tensile stresses into compressive stresses, they require a keystone in the center. Name these architectural curves.
Pensacola. Player 2.
Arches.
That is correct. For your bonus, name these famous Germans associated with astronomy for 10 points each. First, this man used the extensive notes of Tycho Brahe to discover his 3 laws of planetary motion.
Kepler.
Kepler is correct. Next, also renowned for his work in optics, his name has been given to the radius of a black hole's event horizon.
Schwarzschild?
Yeah.
Schwarzschild.
That is correct. Toss up. Many of his early writings referred to the Flame, a woman whose identity has never been discovered. Those poems were written in the 1330s. His best-known work is about 10 young people who leave plague-stricken Florence and spend 10 days...
Washington. Player 3.
Boccaccio.
That is correct. For your bonus, answer the following about Antarctic geography for 10 points each. First, like the Ellsworth Mountains, of which it is a part, this tallest mountain in Antarctica shares its name with a former Chief Justice of the United States.
Marshall.
Incorrect. That's the Vinson Massif. Next, this sea is bordered by the Ron Ice Shelf and the Antarctic Peninsula.
No answer.
It's the Weddell Sea. Toss up. This president had a master's degree in nuclear physics. Foreign policy issues addressed during his presidency included passing the Panama Canal treaties through Congress, negotiating SALT II with the Soviet Union, boycotting the Olympic Games.
Pensacola. Player 3.
Carter.
Jimmy Carter is correct. For your bonus, originally built in Hyde Park at the site of the Great Exhibition of 1851, it was moved to Upper Norwood, where it stood until damaged by fire in 1936. For 10 points each, first, what was this huge iron and glass structure inspired in part by its designer's experience with greenhouses?
Crystal Palace.
Is it?
The Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace is correct. Next, this architect designed the Crystal Palace. A gardener by hobby, he would later co-publish a horticultural periodical.
Is King of County?
I don't remember his name.
Answer, please.
No answer.
That is Joseph Paxton. Toss up. It is generally agreed that there are 2 of these in the world, one on Lesbos Island in the Aegean Sea and the other in Arizona. Argentina, the Czech Republic, and California sometimes make claims to have one. Their formation requires volcanic ash rich in silica and lots of trees. Name these areas where minerals have replaced the wood in the trees.
Pensacola. Player 2.
Petrified forests.
That is correct. For your bonus, name these novels by science fiction writer Jules Verne for 10 points each. First, this novel, narrated by Professor Pierre Aronnax, is centered on the travels of the Nautilus.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Correct. Next, Phileas Fogg makes a bet that he can perform the titular task.
Around the World in 80 Days.
That is correct. Toss up, this is calculation. Assume that the force of gravity is 9.8 newtons per kilogram and ignore air resistance. What is the maximum height that an object will reach if it is tossed up from ground level with an initial speed of 39.2 meters per second? The correct response was 78.4 meters. Toss up. This 11-letter word means a temporary displacement or shifting of the regular metrical accent in a musical composition. typically occurring when a tone is begun on an unaccented beat and continued through the following accented beat. It can also occur when a tone begins after the commencement of a beat and is continued into the following beat. Identify this musical variation of rhythm.
Washington. Player 2.
Arpeggio.
Incorrect. Correct answer is syncopation. Toss-up. This word of German origin refers to a structure so integrated that it is more than the sum of its parts. Identify this.
Pensacola. Player 2.
Gestalt.
That is correct. For your bonus, identify these ancient weapons of war for 10 points each. First, Theophanes recorded that this was invented around AD 670 in Constantinople by Callinicos. It was a burning liquid weapon used typically in naval battles to great effect, as it could continue burning even on water.
Greek fire.
That is correct. And I will give you time to answer your one remaining bonus. This medieval siege engine is thought to have been invented in China between the 5th and 3rd centuries BC. Often employing a counterweight, it could fling 300-pound projectiles at incredible speeds into an enemy fortification and was more accurate than a catapult.
Trebuchet.
That is correct. And that marks the end of the second half. Please join us after the break for the final score.
TV can be a child's window to the world. What will they see?
Welcome back. The score at the end is Washington High School with 70 points, Pensacola High with 315. I would like to thank the students, coaches, and volunteers for helping to make tonight's match possible. Please join us again here on WSRE for more of the Escambia County Academic Challenge. Thank you and good night.